Good morning, everybody. Today's video was originally I was just going to do a summary of the jumping worms that I raised during the winter, and that I was grateful that I did that. I'm just going to start off here briefly what I did to this bed. I cut it up so I can have access to it, number one, and I put a arch trellis up there, growing some sweet potatoes and melons, because I lost a lot of square footage where I would grow sweet potatoes and vine them off to the sides. But anyhow, I made a discovery today when I was weeding my onions over here. My baiting method is working. The inside perimeters of the beds I lined with shredded leaves. I sifted all the soil. I replaced the soil that was in here with the same soil, but I took out as much organic material as I could, and then I put this berm of shredded leaves, and I'm going to show you baby jumping worms galore here. Hopefully I can hold the camera without making too much of a mess. I mean, there's just dozens of them. If I run across a red wiggler, I will grab him or her as well. I don't know if you can see any of this, but these are all jumping worms. And I would guesstimate that these things are only about a week old. And again, these worms they can reproduce without a mate. So each one, paranthropic or something like that, each one of these little guys can reproduce on its own. I kind of estimated last year that there's at least 5,000 jumping worms in here minimally from what I was digging up. But yeah, this is just a small section here, very small section, and there are just dozens and dozens of these jumping worms. And that's what I was going to do the video today about, was thanking the jumping worms that I raised through the winter, because I would have had no idea that these are in fact jumping worms unless I had raised them. And you can tell that this is a jumping worm by the red head and the kind of translucent body, and there's no little yellow tail. If it had a yellow tail, it would be a red wiggler. So, and this is just a very small sample of I can't tell you how many linear feet of this I have. Quite a bit. So yeah, I want to just say that this is definitely a control method for the jumping worms. And there's just dozens of them. But these will not mature now, see? They're not going to be trying to find... Oh, here's a red wiggler. Okay. Here's a red wiggler. No, it's not. It's a jumping worm. Thought I had one. Yeah, there are just oodles of them in here. Yeah. So, as the season progresses, I will just continue monitoring these. It'll be kind of like pulling weeds, but I'll be pulling jumping worms. And this is just a small illustration of how this is working. And I checked this, I don't know, last week, and there was nothing, but the soil temperature was still, it wasn't in the mid-50s yet. Now the soil temperature is like 56 degrees or 54 degrees. Last night it was cool, but deeper down it was warmer. So yeah, so my thanks to the jumping worms. At least this is something that you can do if you have them in your beds. Here's a way to trap them. And also, they're very recognizable from the red wigglers. It's not that they squirm so badly, it's just that they're kind of gray. All you're looking at is their intestinal tract here, and there's no yellow tail. Alright, so there you have it. So thank you, jumping worms, for teaching me something this winter. Hope everybody has a good day. Bye-bye now.